Untold Saga of Varangian Guard battling with Janissary. There are countless tales of bravery, mighty warriors, and epic battles. But if you look deep enough, you will find among these stories an overlooked and untold saga, the clash of the Varangian Guard and the Janissaries. Two great armies from two great empires that once dominated Europe, none other than the Byzantine Empire and the Ottoman Empire. These two giants, despite originating from different regions and times, encountered each other numerous times. Encounters that will go down in history as some of the greatest battles men ever fought to rule over each other. This is a story of bravery, unwavering loyalty, and most of all, deep passion for home and country. But to understand the passion behind the stories of the Varangian Guard, we have to expose their background, origin, and the qualities that make them the extraordinary military unit they are. The Varangian Guard was also known as the Viking Guard or the Byzantine Guard, a particular unit of the Byzantine Empire from the 10th to the 14th century that served as personal bodyguards to the Byzantine emperors. The earliest members of the Guard were Rus mercenaries, who had been serving in the Byzantine army since the late 9th century. The Varangian Guard is made up of an exciting variety of recruits from Northern Europe, but mainly Norsemen from Scandinavia and the Anglo-Saxons from England. Their varieties had a purpose. The Byzantine emperors believed that their foreign nature meant they lacked local political loyalties. It also meant they could be impartial to resist revolts by disloyal citizens. It was this unique composition that made the Varangian Guard deadly. These were a group of fearless warriors attracted to the riches and opportunities offered by the Byzantine Empire. The riches drew many of these warriors from the rigid Scandinavian lands to the beauty and glamour of Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire. The Varangian Guard was a strong symbol of loyalty in the Byzantine Empire. Dressed in their unique attire and carrying their battle axes, the Varangians looked fearsome enough to cause the bravest man to shake in their boots. Their loyalty was not restricted to the emperor alone. It also extended to the city of Constantinople itself. Although these warriors came from different lands, the city became their second home, and each warrior would lay their life down for it. On the other hand, we have the Janissaries, a special infantry unit in the Ottoman Empire. It was established in the late 14th century by Sultan Murad I as a special military force in the Ottoman Empire. This group of carefully selected Christian boys was taken as tax through the Devshirme system, a system that mandates conquered tribes to give their sons to the Sultan's service. Jews were not allowed in the Janissary army. Rather, they were often sent to the imperial arsenal as indentured laborers. However, Ottoman documents from the levy of the 1603-1604 Bosnian and Albanian winters show that some of the children were Jews. The training sessions for the Janissaries were very difficult and required them to convert to Islam and pledge their undying loyalty to the Ottoman Empire. Due to the strictness and exploits of this infantry group of soldiers, they quickly rose to fame as a fearsome force within the Ottoman Empire. They executed the Sultan's orders without a single question and unmated loyalty, forming the main dangerous force of Ottoman armies in conquests, the Varangian and Janissary conflict. At a point in history, the once mighty Byzantine Empire became weak due to external invasions and internal conflicts. Under the rule of Emperor Constantine IX, Constantinople faced numerous threats and struggled to maintain its once glorious and mighty position. Of all the threats, the deadliest one was from the Ottomans. Led by powerful rulers like Mehmed II, Suleiman the Magnificent, the Ottoman Empire fixed its eyes on the powerful city of Constantinople. This was a strategic plan to expand their empire into Europe. It was during this invasion that the Varangian Guard met with the Janissary for the first time. And what a great encounter it turned out to be. The first recorded encounter between the Varangian Guard and the Janissaries occurred in the 15th century during the siege of Constantinople by Mehmed II in 1453. This battle became a turning point in history and left a great mark on both the Ottoman and Byzantine empires. Mehmed the Conqueror stormed the empire's capital with his fierce Janissaries, sending the city into a wild panic. Emperor Constantine XI, desperate to save his city, turned to his Varangian Guard for defense. The Vikings, standing shoulder to shoulder with the Byzantine soldiers, fought gallantly against the overwhelming Ottoman force. The battle was a wild display of the bloodshed and weaponry civilizations of both empires. It also exposed the deep loyalties of both the Varangian Guard and the Janissaries to their own rulers. But most of all, the commitment of these Vikings to the city they had adopted as their own. The Varangians were heavily outnumbered, and it seemed as if the battle was against them. Yet they fought with the desperation of a dying animal and almost succeeded in driving the janissaries away from their city. But despite using their deep knowledge of the city, the battle was turning against them. In the end, even the might of the almighty Vikings could not match the highly motivated janissaries, who channeled their devotion to their sultan and the Ottoman Empire and brought the Byzantine Empire to its knees. Constantinople fell to the Ottomans, and this marked the end of the Byzantine Empire. One thing to note in the battle for the city of Constantinople is the resilience of the Varangian Guard. They fought until their last breath to protect their city, preferring to die with it rather than accept defeat. This display of unwavering courage has almost never been re-recorded by any other army again. It is amazing how a group of foreigners gave their lives and might to protect the Byzantine Empire, but with the fall of Constantinople, the Varangian Guard faced an uncertain future. These surviving soldiers disbanded and most found service with different rulers in Europe. However, this was not the last encounter between the Varangians and the janissaries. These two elephants will still stump it out in different battles and campaigns. Over the centuries, these two forces have met each other in various battles under different rulers, but this time, often as mercenaries. One notable battle was during the Russo-Turkish Wars of the 17th and 18th centuries. By now, the Varangian Guard had evolved into a mercenary force, offering their services to different European powers. The janissaries, too, were still under the Ottoman Empire, but engaged in various conflicts as the Ottoman Empire continued to expand into Europe. These new encounters were almost as fierce as the past ones, and both forces remained a sight to behold. The Varangians retained their reputation for fearless combat, and the janissaries continued to hold true to their loyalty to the Ottoman Empire, still serving as the Sultan's trusted troops. Each battle these two giants met rocked the fabric of history and made a strong mark in the rising and falling of different civilizations and empires. Over time, the Byzantine Empire's power and influence grew, but their loyalty, which was the glue to their success, started wavering. Rebellion and greed started to creep in, and the once dependable janissary became undependable. Some of the warriors started craving autonomy for themselves and revolted against the Sultan's rule. By 1826, a janissary revolt broke out in Istanbul, leading to the brutal suppression of the once mighty janissary corps by Sultan Mahmud II. The rebellion was led by Janissary Aga, who did not want the Grand Vizier, Ibrahim Pasha, to resume campaigns. The disbandment of the janissaries in 1826 marked the end of a significant chapter in Ottoman history. The once loyal and highly dependent weapon created to serve and protect the empire became the bullet that triggered its fall. After the Sultan decided to end its existence, the might of the Ottoman military became a shell of itself, making it easy for invaders to take advantage. Although the janissaries as a military group ended, what they stood for remains. Their legacy of discipline, service, and loyalty will forever remain the bedrock of the Ottoman Empire. Their bravery allowed many empires aside from the Byzantine to expand their influence in Europe, Asia, and Africa, and they were at the forefront of countless battles and conquests, carrying the legacy of their might and their bravery.